So this video is focusing on alignment basics. So when we look at our skeleton, our nice friend Oscar here is going to help us with looking at the skeleton. So Oscar is a guy and his pelvis isn't very well aligned, but we're going to twist him around and we're going to look at how the bones kind of sit, where they sit in relation to each other. So when you turn the body to the side, you have your shoulder here, and beneath your shoulder you should have the hip. So if we come all the way down from here, you should come to the hip. So in around here, the hip sockets. Beneath that, the knee should sit, beneath that, the ankle. And the feet should face forward. Now what can happen a lot of times is that the pelvis can tilt. Unfortunately for Oscar, his pelvis is actually tilted because it's kind of stuck here on the frame, so we can't really do much with him. But if you put your hands on your hips, you'll see that you actually have a little bit of flexibility with your hips. So you can tuck into a posterior tilt where you basically lose your bum and send everything forward, or you can go in the opposite direction. Now, there's many different schools of thought around what proper alignment of the pelvis is, but what you can sometimes use as a gauge is if you find your pubic bone here at the front and find your hip bones, this is in pretty much a straight line, then you have a neutral pelvis. If your bum is kind of sticking out like this, then you'll find the pubic bone goes under and the hip bones come forward. This is an anterior pelvic tilt. Or if it goes in the other direction where the hip bones are going back and the pubic bone is coming forward and you lose the curvature, the natural curvature at the base of your spine, this is a posterior pelvic tilt. So what you want is a neutral pelvis. You want it to be neutral and you want it to sit exactly under the shoulders. And then you want the knees to sit exactly under the hips, and then the ankles below that. And if we were to draw a line from the ear, we would take the line and again it would line up here. If you are having some difficulty with your posture, let's say that you have a tendency to lean forward, which many people do, or you're dropping the pelvis forward, tucking it under and collapsing in on the shoulders, it can be very useful to come to the wall and to find your alignment here. So you can bring the heels against the wall, bring the shoulders against the wall. You should feel here that the last rib is just also reaching the wall, and you should have a little bit of space underneath your back. And then just you can bring your arms out and try to lower them down without taking the base of your back off the wall. If you can do this, you have a good alignment. And if you do this in the office and then step forward and work at your desk, if you have a standing desk, this is a very good way to make sure that you have a good alignment during the day.